Kayla Karius, the head coach Green Bay. Kayla, congrats on your season last year. All right, moving forward, what was the number one thing you did in the offseason to prepare?
Replenish our roster. We had a really special group last year, and winning 29 games, winning the conference tournament, it's a great thing. And as soon as you lose your NCAA tournament game and you're flying home, you're thinking half of our roster is no longer on our roster anymore. So it was a busy April. I give a ton of credit to our staff who worked tirelessly to find the right fits. Right. There's a lot of players out there, but you really need the right people in place. So we needed more experience. We needed more scoring. We lost 85% of our scoring, 85% of our minutes. And you look at that and say, we need more of that right now. It's got to come in right now and be ready. And I think we found that.
What's your most important intangible in a point guard?
I believe the ability to compete and rise the level of everybody else up. I think as soon as that point guard steps on the floor, and we have a really good one, by the way, a few really good ones, but the one that's here with us today, Cammie Pepler, I think every time she steps on the floor, the level of play rises, and she pushes everybody to give more and to play harder. And that's something it's really hard to teach.
It is hard to teach, but when you look at communication and all the other things that coaches define great leaders, what would you say would be something that defines your group in totality, not just one individual?
I think we're still figuring that out. I think that they all see the Green Bay way and they see the tradition that we have and they want to carry that forward. I think that they're really striving to just get a little bit better every single day and come together. I think that there's such familiarity about last year's group. When you have 8 new players, you have a talented piece of you're trying to figure out a lot about each other and how each other plays. So we're giving them the space to do that. We teach a little, we let them go compete. We teach a little, we let them go compete. And I think so far this group has really bought in. And I think that their ability to score it and be aggressive, especially in the offensive end, it's there right now, and it's exciting.
The league is getting better. So this is a league that is very strong from a coaching standpoint on the women's side. When you look at the league as a whole, what would you say that would define Horizon League basketball?
I think we have a lot of skilled players. I think it's a really talented league that way, as far as just look at last year and these teams that, 3 in the top 100 in the net that just competed at a high level because they have great skilled players. I know not really a league known for super athleticism or super big size, but I think we have really skilled players. I think we have a 5 who can really shoot it from the perimeter, and we have pieces like that. They're fun to move around. We have a lot of versatility within our own team, but you see that amongst the league too. I have a ton of respect for the coaches in this league. I think that they're bringing in really skilled players.
You're still a young coach in terms of the game as a head coach. What are some of the things that you think that you have learned early that gives you longevity in this?
A lot. You don't have enough time for all the things I've learned in the last year, which is great because I have great mentors around me. I think one of my bigger things is now going into year 2, more familiarity for me with our own staff and really giving more away, really delegating maybe a little bit more, giving more ownership to them. Now that we're a little bit more settled and I feel like I have my vision out there and how I see this working. And same with our players. I think, only 6 returners from last year, but the ones who are, you have really good relationships with them and giving them ownership to handle things on their own, to keep the locker room at a really positive place and to own things that are, if they're not happening in practice, can you guys handle that? Can you deal with that? If so, let's talk about how to say that. And then I can step back and allow that to happen. And I think delegation may be just one of many lessons that I've learned, but I think that allows other people to really take the ownership and to hear other voices. Sure. And it allows me to step back and watch from afar too.
Delegation leads to accountability, which leads to better morale and team chemistry.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you.